Hello everybody, I'm Ernest. Today we're at Government Canyon State Park and we're here to see the dinosaur tracks. This is not an actual one, this is just a copy of one that you're allowed to touch, but you can put your hand right next to it so you can see in reference to what the sizes are. They say that these are pteropods is the name of the creatures that are, and they look like this. It's about a 5-mile round trip, so let's go down here and get going. I think what is the name of this trail again? Johnson something. Well, we'll figure it out as we go along. So anyway, this park is actually in San Antonio. It's a state park. It's a very large park. I'm not really sure of the acreage, but it's a very large park. So we haven't been here in probably 11 to 12 years since I've been here. So let's go down and see what we can see. So we're here in the hill country. As you can probably see some elevation change. You cross this bridge here, and if I go in by memory, you turn to the right, and then it branches off into several loops. You can go in. I think there's hikes here that are 20-30 miles long if you choose to. You can camp out here in this park. This is a state of Texas park, Government Canyon. So here we are at the big trailhead. I believe by reading the signs up front, it says to go up to Joe Johnson's route, and it's about 2.5 miles or so, but for some reason I don't see it on the map here. So but there's the tracks that we're going to look at. There used to be a ranch, so there's an old ranch house you can look at and certain other things along the way. But let's go ahead and start on Joe Johnson route. And it branches off to several different routes that you can make loops and make it a lot longer. I think this Joe Johnson is 4 miles and 8.85 something, almost 5 miles one way if you go all the way to the end of it. You can see all the cedars here in the hill country. We're known for the cedars, cedar trees. Might as well do a wrist check. I'm wearing the Casio Rangeman out on the range. I don't know if y'all seen the video where I modified this G-Shock. It used to be all black, and I bought the case for the green and the camouflage and made it into something else. So today, it's actually a nice day. We've been having a lot of off and on rain and wintry type weather. Well, wintry for South Texas, that, but you know, which is not very severe down here. But today is a very pleasant day. I think we're gonna get up to 80 degrees, and so we are about a half mile in only on this nice walk. So we're diverting off the main trail down this other little trail just to explore what seems to be a waterway. Yeah, it's a dry creek in the valley in between some hills. We're about 2 miles away from the actual the scenic dinosaur tracks. So I don't know, probably get back on the trail, and we just wanted to see what was down here, but it's just some kind of a waterway. Maybe if we have time after we get from the dinosaurs, we will explore that avenue. So let's go back up onto the Johnson Trail on the top. I was talking to my daughter here. This is a 5-mile hike, and we were up at the front. It said that it's recommended to drink 32 ounces of water every hour per person. And I was like, oh my God, I can't drink that much water. But it's been over 10 years, maybe 10, 11 years that we came here. And my kids were a lot younger. So they were probably around 10 or 11 years old, maybe. And say, what this sign says? It says 1.5 miles to go to get to the tracks. But anyway, I remember I took y'all, my 2 daughters and their cousin, which they're all about the same age, and we had no water. We had no idea what we're doing. So now we're a lot older, and we still don't have water. But either way, we'll be fine. It's not very hot today. You know, I bought that mountain bike back then, and I forgot that I didn't forgotten, but I know that it's back there in the RV, back with the motorcycle in the garage, and I haven't brought it out. I was thinking I can see if it's inflatable, if I need to order some tubes for it, which I have a spare tube, I think, for that bike, and we can take it out. So for those who are watching this video, this trail, we just got passed by some mountain bikes, and I was telling my daughter that, hey, I have a spare mountain bike. It's an old mountain bike from 1995 or so. I bought it back then. I used to ride a lot of mountain bikes, and I have a newer bike now, but that's just another activity that we can possibly do. We're getting into like a rocky area here now. The last sign we passed was like, what, 1.25 miles? So we're getting close to 1 mile left to get to the actual point. We're on Joe Johnson route and marker number 11. So I was telling my daughter here, there's some old barbed wire, and it looks like a post right here. Yeah, this is an old makeshift post, but this used to be a ranch, and there's an abandoned ranch house here. But this is probably old fencing from, who knows, 30s, 40s? I don't really know. I got the same thing at my ranch too. A lot of the fencing is still up, although it's in bad shape. Let me just pull over to get a look at this tree covered with I don't know if this is Spanish moss or whatever it's called, but it was like the only tree around the area that had the moss. And I was trying to figure out why this particular species of tree had it and the other trees don't. All right, coming up to another. This is the Twin Oaks Trail. Let me show you on the map again. I think it says where was that, right here? Yeah, right here, and this is Twin Oaks. But we're going straight to where the dinosaur prints are at. And this says got a 1/2 mile to go. The people are starting to thin out. I think all the early hikers are leaving. We're midday. It's around 1 o'clock, I think. So we didn't get an early start. Starting to thin out as we get further away from the visitor center. Beautiful hill country. I believe we might be here already. I think the dinosaur tracks are here. Yeah, they have them fenced off because they don't want you touching them. But you saw the example of one on the top. Can you imagine being walking out here and running into one of these creatures and how large that footprint was? You can imagine how big the dinosaur was. Let's see. There it is. There's some right here. You can start to see them. Let me see if I can find one. Yeah, it's right there. Oh, too close. And he's walking that way. If I remember right, reading the sign, these are Dinosaur Tracks too, but they're a different type, a much larger animal than the, I forget the name of them. Not sure. I think these are Dinosaur Tracks too. I can find something more distinguished, looks exactly like Dinosaur Tracks, but I believe that's one of those real large, long neck herbivores. Or can't remember the name of it right now. Brontosaurus, is that right? Not sure. Here's some more tracks, but not very well defined. So yes, this was those big round footprints. This is a pteropod, or that one. Dinosaur tracks are like we have a government county are rare. These are the only track on public land in Bexar County. So we're in Bexar County, where San Antonio is at. By tracks by staying beyond the boundaries of the ropes, 0.6 miles. Prehistoric clues. Let's see. These are areas of dinosaur footprints here. The lower theropod tracks have 27 theropod tracks. Can't even say it right. Made by several dinosaurs. So other ones that look like claws were this. That looks like a T-Rex, but apparently it's like a smaller creature. So anyway, that was 5 miles. Well, we just went 2.5 miles. Now we're gonna go 2.5 miles back the other way, the same way that we came in, because we didn't bring any water to explore any further. There is an abandoned ranch house here, and there's a scenic overlook on the cliff. Excuse me, on the cliff. Beware, this is cedar country here, so if you're allergic, you might have some issues breathing. But these cedar trees, they spawn a certain time of the year, and you'll know because a lot of people get sick during that time. This area is known bad for people that have allergies. It's one of the worst places in the United States, actually, for allergy people. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.